Hey, all, it's Mr. Thibodeau. I want to go over our math here, lesson 45. Okay. Um, you're going to do your mental math, you're going to do your problem solving, then jumping into the new concepts, dividing a decimal number by a whole number. It's not all that hard, actually. It's going to be pretty similar. The one thing I wanted to talk to you about first, though, is when you look at this, you see the 5 goes into 2.25, and that decimal point just moves up. Okay, and that's also true over here. And if I was doing it 5 divided by 225, right, that decimal point also moves up. Okay, it goes from here up to there. Okay, because there's always a decimal, it's just maybe not always it's shown. So over here, the one in the book goes from here up to there. Unlike in addition, the decimal is not actually just moving up. Okay. In addition, right, you list 3.5 and 7.5, okay, and you do the addition together, and that decimal will drop down. It'll be in the same spot, okay, and you'll get your answer 11.00, and then that drops off. You don't need it. In multiplication and division, yes, in this case, you can just move it up. Okay, much like if I did 5 times 0.45, I could, sorry, let's do it this way so it makes more sense. 0.45 times 5, right? I would get 225. That decimal would drop down. Okay. Except I really want to warn you guys, don't get in the habit of just dropping it down or moving it up, because once you start dealing with two decimals for multiplication or division, right? Because this all falls apart if I have 0.45 times 0.5. So now I don't end up with 2.25. I end up with 0.225. Okay, it goes over 2 this way, over once this way, 2, 1. So now it goes 3 this way, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So when you're talking about division and multiplication, I really want you to bounce it the same amount of times. So here, there's only one decimal, and it moves over twice. So over here, it moves over twice. Now, it's going to get really confusing if I do something like 0.5 goes into 2.25, because unlike in multiplication, when we get our answer, it's not going to be 0.045. It's going to be 4.5. Okay, so this decimal is going to move it a different way. And they're not all going to bounce it further this way like multiplication would, but they counteract each other. Okay, so it's a little complicated. Luckily, you don't have to worry about this just yet. That doesn't actually come into play. All you have to worry about right now is just making sure that if it's 2 decimals over this way, it's 2 decimals here. So right now, you could just move it up, and for today, everything will be fine. Okay, none of your math will really change. I just want to warn you, don't get too complacent with just moving the decimal up, because while it's going to be true for the rest of these problems, it won't be true forever. Once we start doing a decimal divided by a decimal, you're going to get a whole different deal. So I just want to warn you about that. Okay. All right, your written practice. Let's go ahead and do 1 through 16, and I think that's going to be it. Okay, the written practice 1 through 16 all. Okay. Okay, guys. Have a good one.